In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Our minds race with endless to-do lists, worries, and what-ifs. But there's hope. Just like we train our bodies, we can train our minds for calmness and clarity. Racing thoughts can feel like being trapped in a maze inside our own heads. Our minds, in an attempt to protect us, go into overdrive, trying to anticipate and solve every potential problem. By understanding how our minds work, we can break free from these mental mazes and cultivate a sense of inner peace. If you struggle with a racing mind, you're not alone. Millions of people experience this every day. Acknowledging that you want to calm your mind is the first step towards positive change. Racing thoughts can feel like a whirlwind of worries, anxieties, and what-ifs. Imagine your mind as a stage with a chaotic play of thoughts vying for attention. It's our mind's way of trying to process and make sense of what's happening around us. At the heart of racing thoughts often lies fear. Our brains are hardwired for survival, constantly scanning for potential threats. Understanding the role of fear in triggering these mental patterns is crucial in learning to manage and calm our racing minds. You might think, if it's just my brain trying to protect me, why can't I just tell it to stop? Trying to force our minds to be quiet often has the opposite effect. To calm the storm of racing thoughts, we need a different approach, one that addresses the underlying fear and anxiety. Our initial instinct when faced with racing thoughts is often to resist. However, this resistance often backfires, fueling the fire of anxiety. The key to breaking free from this cycle is to shift our approach from resistance to acceptance. When our minds are racing, it's tempting to try and reason our way out of it. However, logic often falls short when it comes to calming a fear-driven mind. Instead of engaging in a battle of wits with our fear, we can find more peace by acknowledging its presence with compassion. Instead of viewing our racing mind as an enemy, what if we approached it with curiosity and compassion? Our racing thoughts are often a sign that our brains are working overtime, trying to keep us safe. By befriending our protector, we can begin to soothe the underlying fear and find more effective ways to create a sense of safety and calm. When our minds are racing, we're often desperate for relief. We turn to distractions, quick fixes, and avoidance tactics, hoping to find peace. These quick fixes might provide temporary relief, but they ultimately prevent us from developing a deeper understanding of our anxiety. The allure of quick fixes is undeniable. However, their effectiveness is often fleeting, and they can even be detrimental in the long run. True and lasting calm stems from learning to manage our thoughts and feelings effectively. Grounding techniques serve as anchors, gently pulling us back to the present moment. One effective method is the 5-4-3-2-1 technique, engaging your senses to ground you. Experiment with different techniques to find what works best for you, reminding you that you are safe and capable of navigating anxiety. The breath of calm, harnessing the power of breathwork. Our breath is a powerful tool for calming a racing mind. When stressed, our breathing becomes shallow and rapid. Slow, deep breaths signal our bodies to relax. Try box breathing. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold for 4 counts each. Repeat for several minutes to calm your nervous system. Find a breathing practice that cultivates inner peace. Releasing the grip, externalizing thoughts for perspective. Racing thoughts can feel all-consuming, like they're trapped inside our heads, circling endlessly with no escape. Externalizing those thoughts, getting them out of our minds and onto paper or into the spoken word can help to loosen their grip, allowing us to view them with greater objectivity and perspective. Journaling is a powerful tool for externalizing thoughts. Set aside a specific time each day or whenever you feel overwhelmed to simply write down whatever is on your mind. Don't worry about grammar, punctuation, or making sense. Just let the thoughts flow freely onto the page. The act of writing itself can be therapeutic, allowing you to release pent-up emotions and create a sense of space within. Another effective method for externalizing thoughts is to talk to someone you trust. A friend, family member, therapist, or support group. Simply voicing your anxieties aloud can help to diminish their power, allowing you to process them in a safe and supportive environment. Talking about your worries can also provide valuable insights and perspectives that you might not have considered on your own. If journaling or talking to someone isn't your preferred method, Consider other creative outlets for externalizing your thoughts. Painting, drawing, sculpting, playing music, or dancing can all be powerful ways to express your emotions and release pent-up energy. The key is to find a method that allows you to externalize your thoughts, giving them form outside of your mind, where you can view them with greater detachment and clarity. Creating a haven safety cues for nervous system regulation. Our nervous systems are constantly scanning our environment for cues of safety or danger. When we're stressed or anxious, our nervous systems can become stuck in a state of hypervigilance, perceiving threats even when none exist. By consciously creating safety cues in our environment and daily routines, we can retrain our nervous systems to recognize and respond to signals of calm and security. One simple yet effective way to create safety cues is through sensory experiences. Light a scented candle with a calming aroma like lavender or chamomile. Wrap yourself in a soft, cozy blanket. Listen to soothing music or nature sounds. These sensory cues can signal to your nervous system that you are safe, nurtured, and at peace. Incorporating mindfulness practices into your daily routine can also create a sense of safety and groundedness. Practice gentle stretching or yoga to release tension in your body. Take a few moments to simply sit in silence, observing the sensations of your breath or the sounds around you. Engage in activities that bring you joy and a sense of peace, whether it's reading, gardening, spending time in nature, or connecting with loved ones. As you consistently create these safety cues, your nervous system will begin to associate them with feelings of calm and relaxation. Over time, these cues will become anchors, helping you to regulate your nervous system, soothe anxiety, and cultivate a greater sense of inner peace. From chaos to calm, a toolkit for mental peace. Calming a racing mind is about developing strategies to navigate life's ups and downs with resilience. Recognize that thoughts, like waves, will arise and pass. Grounding techniques anchor us in the present moment. Breathwork regulates our nervous systems. Journaling and creative expression release mental grip. Experiment with techniques, and be kind to yourself. With practice, cultivate inner peace amidst life's storms. For years, I struggled with a racing mind at night. Sleep became a nightly battleground, leaving me exhausted. I developed a consistent nighttime ritual for true calm and restful sleep. I create a calming environment with dim lights and lavender-scented candles. I take deep breaths, focusing on the present moment. A body scan meditation helps me release tension and stress. The power of routine, signaling safety to the nervous system. The consistency of my nighttime ritual is key to its effectiveness. By repeating these practices each night, I've created a powerful association in my mind and body between these actions and feelings of calm and relaxation. My nervous system, once on high alert, has learned to recognize these cues as signals of safety, allowing me to transition from a state of stress to one of peace. Just as a child finds comfort in a familiar bedtime story, our nervous systems find solace in predictable routines. When we engage in calming practices consistently, especially before bed, we create a sense of rhythm and predictability that soothes our minds and bodies, preparing us for restful sleep. The power of routine extends beyond the bedroom. Incorporating mindfulness practices throughout the day, such as short meditations, breathing exercises, or mindful movement, can help to regulate our nervous systems and build resilience to stress. By weaving these practices into our daily lives, we create a foundation of calm that supports our overall well-being. This isn't to say that every night is perfect or that I never experience racing thoughts. However, by having a consistent routine in place, I've developed a set of tools and strategies that allow me to navigate those moments with greater ease and resilience. I no longer feel like I'm at the mercy of my racing mind. I have the power to choose calm. From racing thoughts to restful sleep. A journey of transformation. The journey from racing thoughts to restful sleep is a process, not a destination. It requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to experiment with different techniques to find what works best for you. What matters most is finding practices that resonate with you, that you can commit to consistently, and that help you to cultivate a greater sense of peace and well-being. As I continue on this journey, I'm constantly reminded of the transformative power of prioritizing my mental health. The more I invest in practices that nourish my mind and body, the more I experience the ripple effects in all areas of my life. My relationships are stronger, my work is more fulfilling, and I have a greater capacity for joy and gratitude. If you're struggling with a racing mind, know that you're not alone. Millions of people experience this challenge, and there is hope for finding calm and restful sleep. By exploring the techniques shared in this video, practicing them consistently, and approaching yourself with kindness and compassion, you too can embark on a journey of transformation, from racing thoughts to restful sleep. Remember, you are worthy of peace. You deserve to experience the restorative power of sleep, and with each step you take towards prioritizing your mental well-being, you're moving closer to a life filled with greater calm, clarity, and joy. Reclaiming your peace. Empowering yourself for calm. Throughout this journey, we've explored the intricate workings of the mind, understanding how racing thoughts, often rooted in fear and anxiety, can take hold and disrupt our peace. We've delved into the reasons why simply trying to silence these thoughts often backfires, fueling the fire rather than extinguishing it. And we've uncovered a treasure trove of techniques, each a powerful tool in reclaiming our inner calm. Remember, calming a racing mind is not about achieving a state of perpetual silence, but rather about developing a compassionate and empowered relationship with our thoughts. It's about recognizing that thoughts, like waves in the ocean, will naturally arise and pass, and we don't have to get swept away by every surge of anxiety or worry. We've learned the importance of grounding ourselves in the present moment, anchoring our awareness to the stability of our physical senses. We've explored the power of the breath, a readily available tool to regulate our nervous systems and shift from a state of stress to one of calm. And we've discovered the liberating practice of externalizing our thoughts, giving them form outside of our minds, where we can view them with greater objectivity and perspective. Each of these techniques, when practiced consistently and with self-compassion, empowers us to navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life with greater resilience and grace. It's like learning a new language, one that allows us to communicate with our minds and bodies in a way that fosters peace, understanding, and well-being. You are the architect, building a life of inner peace. The journey to calming a racing mind is deeply personal, and what works for one person may not work for another. Embrace the opportunity to experiment, to explore different techniques, and to discover what resonates most deeply with you. As you create your personalized toolkit for calm, remember to be patient and kind to yourself along the way. Just as an architect carefully designs a building, brick by brick, we too can become architects of our own inner peace. We can choose to build our lives upon a foundation of self-care, mindfulness, and practices that nurture our mental and emotional well-being. As you continue on this journey, remember that you are not alone. Seek support from friends, family, therapists, or support groups. Share your experiences, learn from others, and celebrate your victories along the way. The path to inner peace is often more rewarding when shared with others who understand and support your journey. Embrace the power you have to choose calm, to cultivate peace, and to create a life that reflects your deepest values and aspirations. You are worthy of peace. You deserve to experience the joy of a quiet mind, and with each step you take towards prioritizing your well-being, you are building a brighter, more fulfilling future for yourself and those around you.